Welcome to Packers Full Frontal, where we keep you focused on everything Packers in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else might be firing their whole staff, but you can't get rid of us.
Yeah. I mean, if PFF doesn't want to have a media presence, we'll be happy to be the new.
We're happy to have every single PFF subscriber come over and watch our show. And
Packers Full Frontal. Even Dave, the Bears fan, is down for it. He's like, dude, let's do it.
We'll subscribe to you for coming to our show. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
yeah. And we're way less serious here. So, and we have our own analytics, and it's called gin and whiskey. But
yeah. I think you might trust that slightly more than their analytics.
Their analytics are better. So, but we're gonna go do a 7-round mock draft today for the Packers. We're gonna actually do this one for real. So we've done a couple mock drafts with a chaos wheel just to do random stuff for every team. That was a lot of fun. But let's actually get into an actual Packers mock draft. So let's do that today. Okay, so we're going to take the Packers here. We're going to do all 7 rounds. We're going to enter the draft, and we're not going to do any trades for other teams, maybe for the Packers. We'll see. But we're going to simulate all the way to pick 52. All right, let's see who we've got available. So we've got end safety, Eli Stowers, Malachi Lawrence, Keontae Scott, not bad.
Do you want to maybe switch it to like D tackle and cornerback?
That's where we should go. I think that's where we should go. So we'll add those two
Big
positions.
Citrus is there. Oh boy.
I don't mind Stukes, honestly. Big Citrus is there. Chandler Rivers is a little small for me, if I'm being honest. 5'10".
Yeah, I don't think
we're gonna draft a bigger corner.
We need an outside cornerback, and Ingham Boson is actually somebody that I would be very happy with.
Yeah, so I don't know why this is so small. Let me see if I can fix this. Hold on a second. There we go. So his zone coverage grade was 70.3, which is pretty good. His man was actually better at 80. His run defense was really good.
He's a press man guy that tries to move you out of your thing. The problem is in the NFL, you might not be able to do that as much because there's bigger, stronger guys.
Yeah,
I don't. He can run with guys.
I think Stukes for cornerback is better. I mean, look at this zone coverage.
How tall is he?
He's 6 foot or 6'2". Excuse me, he's 6'2". So he's a big guy. He's 6'2". His run defensive grade isn't as good.
Slot. He played slot. That's the problem.
But his zone coverage is really, really good, right? And if you actually look at his passer rating allowed of 34.4. I mean, this guy's a cover guy.
Look, he played in the slot almost the entire time. He didn't even play outside.
I know. Right. We don't really need a slot guy. You're absolutely right. So let's look at D tackle. I mean, okay, Agent Orange, right? Big Orange. He kind of had a down year from last year. 0 sacks, a decent amount of hurries, a decent true pass rush grade, a decent run defensive grade. He's 6'4", 325. He's massive with elite power, impressive weight room strength, right? And has an explosive first step. I mean, so he's basically the Packers' dream come true. He has no good stats, but he's good. He's good at the measurables.
The thing, though, is the one thing we don't have a run stopper. We don't have a nose tackle, and he's not a showy guy. He's not a pass rusher at all. Right. But you know what? If you can just get a nose tackle that can play 3-4, because we don't have one.
Right.
That actually is a good nose tackle. Like, he's good at nose tackle. He's strong as hell, and he has good hand moves. He can move people around and cause trouble, and that's kind of rare. Like, we haven't had that on the Packers in a long time.
Now, he's kind of a Vince Wilfork, where he's not going to get a pass rush, but you're not going to be able to move him, and he is going to keep your linebackers clean. Which I think, and that way he can put Wyatt. He can put him out there on edge. Or maybe cycle Wyatt in, on third downs or passing downs. But I really think, you need to get a run stopper.
He's disruptive. I think he's going to be able to cause trouble, be disruptive, and push guys back into the pocket. I think he'll actually be able to get pocket pressure too.
Well, if we want to take this guy, I say since he's ranked 72, we take a risk and we trade down with New England, and we try to get a third rounder out of him next year. So we take their second for our second, and we get a third rounder out of him next year. There's a pretty good chance they'll take it, right? Are you comfortable trading down?
That like 10 spots I'm okay with. But like the problem is after 10 spots it drops off big time.
I understand. Well, I think if this is who we have here and the Packers are drafting at this position, I think they're going to trade down. So let's see who's there. Is Agent Orange still there? Let's see. Did we lose him? Nope, he's still there. So is that who you want, Doug? Are you sure?
I 100% will go with Agent Orange, but look at the cornerbacks real quick too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I believe there's
Fuchs is
more
still
depth
there.
at cornerback.
Bonson's still there. But yeah, I mean, I would take either Orange or Igabonson ahead of all those other people.
Okay.
The thing about this draft is if we take the D tackle, you can take someone like Lee the third in the next round at cornerback.
A guy that we could take later too, a guy like
He's
Vicario
not
Davis.
good. That guy is not good.
He's massive. He's 6'4".
I don't like. He's Kevin King part 2, dude.
That's true. We should probably stay away from Washington cornerbacks.
Let me tell you something. I just said this to Dave. If you're 6'4" and they have you in like the 4th round and a cornerback, it's only because you're tall. It's not because you're good. Yeah. You're not good at cornerback. If you're 6'4" and good at cornerback, you're going to be drafted in the first 2 rounds.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's not good.
Yeah. So for CHGO, their pod analyst, for his deep dive, he says that he's questionable recovery speed makes him susceptible to being attacked vertically, and when he's out of phase, he can be late to react to route breaks.
Fair enough.
All right, that just sounds like an outside liability.
And that's the problem the Packers have with our corners. They don't have the quickness to cover guys in those zones and stuff. You know what I mean? They're just not fast enough and reactionary enough.
Right.
We need somebody that at least can do that.
Well, so Chandler Rivers is a smaller guy. He's 5'10", but he played 3-4 seasons basically.
He's a slot guy too, I think.
He is a corner. No, he didn't play slot that much.
Yeah, but he's projected to be a slot in the NFL
because he is 5'10". His run defense grade is good. His man coverage grade is good. His zone coverage grade is good. He is only 5'10", which we probably are going to go bigger. Devin Moore, 6'3". He's decent at zone covered. He's really good at run defensive grade. His pass rating allowed.
He was a guy who he had 2 of his seasons ended early because of shoulder problems, surgeries.
Yep.
But when he started all the games this last year, he was fantastic. When you watch the highlight tape, he's good at stopping the run. He has no problem engaging with blockers. He sniffs out screens really well, and he also has the coverage skills. You see when he playing against Texas, he is able to drop deep, get an interception. So he has really good ball awareness of when the ball is where it is, moving his body around. If it wasn't for him getting hurt 2 years ago and 4 years ago, I saw some analysis that said he'd probably be going in the 1st round. So if you have a chance at him becoming a number 1 cornerback for your team at this spot, I really like it more so than the other guys. These other guys, when you're looking at nickel and you're looking at slot DBs, maybe, but if this can be your number 1 outside cornerback and he can be strong in the run, I absolutely love Devin Moore right here.
I second that. I've done a lot of research on him, and he's definitely a guy that's a value pick here.
I do like Devin Moore here as well. I do worry about the injuries again, but this is why he's at 85, like you said, Dave, not near the 20s to 30s where he would probably be. So, okay, Devin Moore it is. Okay, so far we've managed to get 2 defensive guys. We are now
fantastic.
On pick.
This is an A+ draft right now for the Packers.
So far. I mean, and we've got options. I'm going to throw cornerback up there again.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to throw end, I'm going to throw linebacker, and I'm going to throw interior offensive line.
Yeah, I was going to say they got some good guards and centers in this year's draft. Right. So this is a round where you can start sniffing around for them.
So Jaeger Burton is decent. He started a couple years mostly at center last year. He played guard before that. He's 6'4", 323, so he's pretty big for a center. Yeah. That's pretty big for a center. He's got a decent pass block grade. I think he's a bit of a project. Kentucky guy. I can kind of see him going to the Packers, but I don't know if they're going to go center here, especially if there's other guys available that they might take. So I want to throw this out there. This guy, Bryce Bocher, is kind of like a speed guy on the outside. He's played D-line, he's played slot, he's played box. He kind of is a do-all kind of guy.
Coverage grade.
Decent run.
He played great against the Badgers.
He played really good against
everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
It made his draft stock rose all just because of the game.
I've kind of noticed when I look at prospects, if Wisconsin is on their schedule, it's always really good. They all had a really good game against Wisconsin, and I'm like, is that because PFF hates us or because our offense was?
Well, he did good against Indiana too, so he had 73 is not bad.
No, he's okay. Now that's just a shout. Now
he's played the Mike and the Will, so he's a little versatile.
He is.
His comp was Blake Cashman, I see. So,
and
not
we've got
terrible.
Tyrion Hopper. Obviously, we picked up our linebacker from the Colts, but like we might need depth there. All right, so let's talk about this because a lot of people say the Packers need to draft an edge rusher here, and I don't agree with that for two reasons. Number one, I want to see what Sorrell and Van Ness can do.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of depth, but I don't want a rookie. I want a veteran for depth on the edge. And there's a couple guys out there that we can sign to a 1-year contract. And if I'm being honest, dude, like I don't want Goody drafted ends anymore. Like he's not good at it.
Stop drafting.
He needs to stop drafting defensive ends.
Like
Hopefully
like
Sorrell is okay, but if we're being honest, 2 top 15 picks in Rashawn Gary and Luke Van Ness. I'm not saying Rashawn Gary was a bust up by any means, but he was disappointing, I think.
He's not a top 12 pick.
No. And Van Ness has been extremely disappointing after, 3 years, basically. So, like, I don't want Goody spending draft capital on ends that high. I'd rather him just get, he went and got Micah. So I think maybe he even knows maybe he shouldn't be drafting ends anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to take ends out of there because I don't think we're taking an end this early. I think we might take one later for depth, or we might sign another veteran. But I think this stage of the draft, we could double up on corner because he loves to double up at positions.
He does.
We could go interior offensive line, or we could go linebacker. Now, there's a decent amount of linebackers still there, and we've got a pick coming up.
Before we make this decision, though, I must inform you, this is the magic moment, 4th round in the draft. This is when Gutekunst blows the doors off. Evan Williams, 4th round draft pick.
Right.
Wasn't Zach Tom, I think, was a 4th round draft pick?
Yeah, Zach Tom was 4 or 5. I can't remember.
But I'm just saying right now, this is when Goody makes his magic happen.
And this is why I think we double up on corner here.
Yes, 100%.
I love Julian Neal. I love his size. I love his run defensive. Like, he is a mean bastard when it comes to tackling, and we need more of that.
His highlight tape makes you want to run through a wall. It makes you want to put on a jersey and play football.
And he's a true outside corner. He's big. He's physical. He gets in your face. Yeah.
He doesn't move like a 6'2" guy. He looks like a 6-foot cornerback. Like, he's fast.
Yeah, he's quick. Again, complete passer rating allowed wasn't great at 82.5, but he did have 2 interceptions. His coverage snaps 386. He had a 78.2 zone coverage, a 66 man. So he's not a man cover guy, which is why he's so low. But in the defense that we run, that's mostly going to be zoned, where he's going to be expected to do a drop 3, cover 2 or cover 3 shell, maybe even a cover 4. I think he's going to play closer to the line. He's a guy that you can put in that can play closer to the line. That's going to kind of fill the role that we had Quay getting running backs and playing on the edges. So I really like Julian Neal here, and I think we double up at corner.
And if we're playing like a 3-4 cover 2 shell type thing where the cornerbacks are waiting around in those zones to pick off people, to hit people, to tackle, like, are you kidding me, dude? Sign me up. That's like some old school football, man.
Yeah, at the Senior Bowl, he clocked in as the 3rd fastest DB at 20.22 miles an hour.
Dude,
on their zebra motion.
I would draft him in the second round
for zone coverage. I like that.
Yeah, I in the top of the second round. That's how much I like him.
I know he's ranked 172 in PFF's ratings, but I have a feeling he's going to go well before that.
He's
well before that. And I think 120 is more realistic. I think if we don't take him now, he's going to be gone. So I would take Julian Neal here. We double up on corner. A very Goody thing to do.
The greatest draft I've ever seen, actually.
Yep. All right. On to round 5. So now I feel like we need to focus on interior or tackle or potentially linebacker if somebody's there that we like. I do not like Diego Pounds out of Mississippi. Jeremiah Wright's okay. I like DJ Campbell, but he was one of those guys that was supposed to be awesome, and he never quite fulfilled that status. He was very highly recruited out of high school. He's pretty decently sized, 6'3", 321. His zone grade is okay for zone blocking. His pass block grade is okay. He's kind of underachieved. So I don't know if I'm feeling DJ Campbell. Like 2 years ago, people projected he would be a 1st-round pick because he was supposed to be dominant, and it just didn't work out that way. Now, a guy I do actually like is Aiden Fisher out of Iowa. He is tiny and he is feisty, and I like that. He's a high effort linebacker, right? He's actually got decent coverage grade, but decent run defense grade, but he's just kind of all over the place in the box. He's more of a depth guy, though. So he would be almost like a special teamer, you mean?
Yeah. Like depth guy?
And I don't know if we're going to spend a 5th-round pick on that, but he's kind of like again, he's a high effort guy. At this point,
though, Goot might think we're so screwed at special teams, we're just going to do it.
Okay, but this is actually who I think
We're
the
just gonna
Packers
go
are going to
for it.
draft. Kobe Baines out of Kansas is 6'4", 315, redshirt senior. His pass block grade is not good. It's not good at all. Well, it's 76, but his true grade is 50. His run block grade is 74. He started for 3 years at Kansas. I think he allowed 0 sacks and 0 hits in that entire time he was there. So this guy, even though his grades aren't that high, I think he's actually a highly underrated guard. I really like his measurables. I really like his tape from the little that I've seen. And to be honest, dude, he may not have like the greatest grades, but like 0 sacks and 0 hits, basically, over 3 seasons as a starter is pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, right? So I think Kobe Baines fits into that role. Now he's pretty much truly a guard, but I think he could play either guard position, and I think we really, really need some depth there. So I could see us taking Kobe Baines or potentially Pat Coogan out of Indiana, the center.
He played guard also.
Yeah, so he's a redshirt senior. He's 37 years old.
He's
He's 6'5". Like didn't we talk about this earlier? Where Indiana's average age last year was like 6 months older than the Green Bay Packers. Like, is that not crazy? Like, they're a bunch of old dudes. So like, he'll be a veteran in the locker room. Anyway, he's got a really good pass block grade. Really good pass block grade. He's a veteran guy. He's a guy that I think doesn't necessarily have a high ceiling, but I think he could come in and play in the NFL right now and be decent, right? And that may be what we're looking for, just in case we have an injury, because Monk hasn't really shown himself to be any good or take that position. And I know we signed Ryan for center, and I think long term he'll be better. But if he gets injured, what's our options? So I don't know. I think for me, I think Kobe Baines feels more like a Packers pick, like a secret Packers sneaky pick
But
that could be really, really good.
Coogan did good against Oregon. He did working in space on double teams, getting out to the linebackers.
Yeah. I guess what his best game was, guys. Wisconsin. I think PFF just hates Wisconsin and gives everybody a good grade. He got an 84 against Wisconsin, and he didn't even get close to that in almost any.
Dude, we gave up like 80 points to Iowa in the first.
But look, he
half.
did good against Miami though, and Miami was like practically.
He did good against Miami and Alabama.
Yeah,
or I'm telling you, he can come in and play right away.
Dude,
so that's what I'm asking. Though,
want to draft him?
Do you think the Packers are going to draft him to play right away after they just signed Ryan, or are they going to take a project like Baines, who I think long term has way more potential to be like a really good guard? I think he has potential to be an extremely good guard.
I personally think that this is the thing. Yes, Packers usually draft for the future. They don't usually draft for this year, but the Micah Parsons window is only so big, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, draft an Indiana center who's really good now. And if you have a guard or a center go down this year, which is going to happen, injuries last year were insane.
Right.
Like Banks, I don't know if he might get injured half the season again. I would much rather have a guy that can come in and play now and be smart enough to actually play NFL.
And then move Sean Ryan to, so let's say one of the guards gets hurt. We move Sean Ryan to guard and let the rookie play center.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You were more comfortable with that than leaving Ryan at center and having a rookie fill in for the guards that get hurt. You sure? Yeah. Okay. All right. I will let you choose that. I think they're going to take Kobe Baines. I have a really good feeling about it. But okay, Dave, who would you take?
If there's any injury, I'd want to keep the vet in at center, and I'd rather plug a rookie in at guard.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
The center's the brain, so
that's kind of what
I'm saying. From that standpoint, I'd like to take the guard here. That makes sense.
All right. I'm telling you, dude, they're going to draft this kid. I just have a feeling.
And also, when Packers have good centers, they let him go after 3 years anyways. So, like, it doesn't matter how old he is. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So and we had a lot of picks in between that one and this one. So we had to take an interior lineman. So we got Agent Orange, we got Devin Moore, Julian Neal. I love doubling up on the corners, and we got our guard there, who I really like. I think Kobe Baines is going to be really good. So now we can kind of focus on best player available. I feel like there's a couple positions that we could go for, including tight end, which a lot of people haven't said, because we need some depth there, right? Musgrave's obviously out of the building because he can't walk. He doesn't know how to catch and run. So there's a sneaky guy named Tanner Koziel who used to play for the Badgers down here. There's also Eli Heinrich, who Heidenreich, I think is actually how you say his name. He's very, very small, though. He's very, very small. Oh, yeah, he's a fullback, not a tight end. This guy, sorry. I was thinking of Gillen Borg, which they love tight ends from the middle of nowhere, America. That's where we got Tucker Kraft, right?
Weird.
What's that?
His run blocking grade is terrible for some
It's
reason.
awful. He's a full-on pass catcher guy. But he's big, 6'5", 251, high percentile athlete, strong route running, kind of a project guy, right? But a bigger guy that can catch. He also played in the slot a little bit. Like he's more versatile. So that's a shout. I don't think the Packers take him. I think Kuzil would be more of our guy. He's started for 3 years. 94 targets last year, 123 the years before that. He's definitely proven. His run block rate is okay.
In the red zone.
Yeah. His drop rate's 2.6%. His yards per route run is 2.26. Those are both decent.
His receiving grade's really good. I mean, look at
his receiving grade's really high. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying they'd go for a tight end, but if we're found in this position, I think at 200, you just have to take
the Packers, if they want to really have like a versatile offense, they can't rely on Musgrave, and Kraft got hurt last year. What if he, once he went down, the season was almost over because the offense couldn't score in the red zone.
So here's another guy from Texas Tech. He's way undersized as a D tackle, but if we're going to run a 3-4, like we're talking about, he's 6'1", 290. He fits perfectly as a 3-4 rush end. Look at his pass rush grade of 90. And his true set pass rush is 90, right? He only had 1 sack last year, three hits, 8 hurries. But he had 5 sacks the year before, 7 hits, 17 hurries because he was injured.
His win rate 14 is very good for a D tackle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's undersized for a D tackle at 6'1", 290. But if we're going to actually play a 3-4 and we want a bigger guy on the end, right? This guy fits that mold perfectly. He's the exact right size. And he's got amazing pass rush skills. And if we're going to rely on our defensive line to get to the quarterback like they like to do in the Gannon system, this guy fits that mold to a T. So the fact that he's down here is because he's smaller. He's still got some things to work on. But if we just use him on pass rush downs, just to be that rush end on a pass rush down, this is what you should use to pick 200 for. Do you know what I mean? For a guy that maybe can help you out. So that's a shout for me is Gil Howard, the other Texas Tech D-line. So I like him a lot. We could also go wide receiver here, Doug, especially if we trade Wicks. Okay.
A lot of people are mocking in this.
Ty Montgomery, baby. Ty Montgomery the second.
No, we're not doing it.
Yes. Ty Montgomery, make it happen.
John Carroll. Went to John Carroll University. Dude, you know we love drafting wide receivers out of universities no one's ever heard of before. That's like our jam. So
his receiving grade's a 92.
Yeah, 6'1", 190. So he fits in kind of the Packers molds. I really don't know much about him, but I actually do. I do like this guy out of Florida, John Michael Sturdivant. He's 6'2", 213, explosive outside X receiver. He's kind of like a poor version of Christian Watson, right? He's got a pretty low receiving grade, decent contested catch rate, very bad yards per routes run. So he's been okay. He's way more of a project, but he's just an elite athlete kind of guy, which the Packers love as well. So he just kind of stood out to me as a potential. He is 6'2", I believe, 6'2", 213. So
they kind of drafted a guy like that last year, right? Like a all around.
Savion Williams is 6'4", bro. He's big.
No, but I mean, he's like a guy that can play running back. He move him around. He's an athlete. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of athlete Swiss Army knife guy that Savion Williams is kind of that guy already, sort of.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think Goody's going to double up again. I think we're going D-line again, and I think we're going to take this Gil Howard guy. How do you feel about that, Doug?
I personally would totally be for that. I would say yes. We need to find guys on defensive line that can play. And Goody, when he drafts 2 guys in the same draft, I don't know what it is, but stuff happens, man. Good.
Usually the second one's better is what happens.
Yeah, usually.
When he drafts like 2 running backs, the second running back's better.
Is good.
Or 2 tight ends, the second tight end is better. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And so that's kind of how it goes. So like Tucker Kraft, we took after Musgrave, remember?
Yes.
Can you imagine if we didn't take Tucker Kraft and we just were stuck with Luke Musgrave?
God.
I would hate my life.
We'd be like a JV team.
That's what I'm saying. I think Goody doubles up again. I think he knows we need interior defensive linemen and we need depth, especially if we're going to do this 3-4 system and we need bodies. So I like this Gil Howard kid. I do. I like him. So we're going to take him here. I'll take this pick, Doug. I'll let you take the next one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. On to the 7th round where we find future Hall of Famers. Okay,
Is this where we
let's
draft
see.
a kick returner or something?
Maybe, I don't know. I think guard, tackle, wide receiver are all on the table here, or tight end, right? So let's just see what's best available. Oh, I actually like this Terrion Stewart kid, this halfback out of Virginia Tech.
Oh.
He's 5'9", 222, so he's a little
Oh.
bowling ball. He's like MGD, sorry. Like 5'9", 220 is like perfect size, right? At least
It says he's not good at
tackles
receiving.
and yards after contact, right? So, he's a decent receiver. He had 0 TDs last year, so he's like not fast explosive, but I mean, he's kind of a bit of a bruiser. We know LaFleur likes that. So I'm just throwing it out there. He's a possibility later in the draft. We could also go quarterback here.
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels is a possibility out of Kansas. Taylon Green, I actually think, is quite a possibility out of Arkansas. He's 6'6", 235, athletically gifted prospect.
And he can play tight end.
Yes, and he's an inconsistent passer, but he's an elite athlete, which the Packers may be interested in, right?
Dude, he's the next Tyson Hill, you know what I'm saying? Play tight end and quarterback.
Well, he also is 6'6", so John Elway can't draft him right now, but the
Right.
Packers might, because he does
be the
require
next Aaron Brooks, where you hold on to him for 4 years and you wind up getting a third for him.
right, something like that. So I could see us going cornerback here. I could potentially see us going linebacker, but really at this point, you just take best available. So Doug, if you had to fill a position at this point, what would you want to fill? Would it be wide receiver, running back, tight end? Like what stands out for you?
Here's a position you might not have thought of: the quarterback sneaker, the tush pusher. That quarterback you just saw who can play tight end, you can bring him in and do the tush push.
I don't think he can play tight end.
No, I mean, he takes the snap and he's the guy that does the quarterback sneak. You know what I'm saying? They've done that. They do that at Tucker Kraft at times, but like he's a quarterback that can play tight end. He can be, a guy that does gadget stuff, maybe.
Potentially. I don't know if they go quarterback here, but I also think linebacker's a possibility. There's not many left.
No.
We lost a lot of them. Lander Barton's okay. I mean, this dude's name's Scooby, so he's worth a look. I don't know much about him. 6'2", 230, decent coverage grade. Pass rush grade's actually pretty high. More of an outside rusher, but at 6'2", 230, he's kind of undersized.
Mark Gronkowski's there.
Yeah.
Gronowski.
Yeah. Gronk's brother.
You can't go wrong with the Iowa quarterback.
Oh, wow. This guy didn't have his best game against Wisconsin.
Wow.
I'm really surprised.
He must be terrible.
Yeah, he can't be any good.
He had a terrible game.
He had a bad game against Wisconsin.
Iowa always plays good against us.
Oh, Tyler Van Dyke, the other Wisconsin quarterback, didn't play at all last year, but he's in the draft. How about that? Jordan Pollard. I was looking at this guy for a little bit. He's really small.
He's really bitty.
He's more of a safety. Yeah, honestly, he's more of a safety. He's kind of more of a special teams guy. You know what? Let's look at wide receivers. Let's look at wide receivers because I feel like there might be somebody here the Packers could be interested in. Squirrel Wright, he's a kick returner. He's all of 5'10", 178. So, I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know. I don't think we'd take
maybe they go offensive line here just to get some depth there in camp.
Very possible. Very possible. Let's look at tackle. Let's get wide receiver off of there. I do like Connor Tolleson, the center out of Mizzou. I don't mind him at all. 6'4", 285. He's a little undersized, obviously.
Outside zone system. We used to run that. I don't know what we're running now.
Yeah, so he's terrible at run blocking, good at pass blocking because he is so small. But he started 13 games last year, 3 sacks, 1 hit, 10 hurries, 875 snaps. He's actually started 3 years in a row at Mizzou. Again, a smaller guy, but I don't necessarily mind that he's 285 at center. I just don't know if the Packers would take him because we're apparently trying to build a massive offensive line these days.
That's the thing. Is like, what direction are they going in? No one knows.
And to switch over to what the Baltimore does.
Yeah.
We lost to Baltimore, so Goot's like, let's go copy them. That's what he likes to do.
I like Riley Mahlman. I mean, he plays both tackle positions. He moved to left tackle last year. He is a big boy, 6'8", 318. He had an okay season. I think he was definitely the best offensive lineman on the team, on the Badgers. But we just had a bad system.
Time that meant something.
It did mean something.
You know, and he had a terrible coach, so maybe he's actually better than what we think he is.
Yeah. I mean, dude, considering our offense and how bad it is, 3 sacks, 4 hits, 7 hurries while starting 700 snaps on offense is not that bad for our left tackle.
Oh, he switched from right to left. That's right. And
He
also,
switched from right to left.
He had a good game against Minnesota, so that's good.
Well, and so that's why I'm thinking this is a possibility because he can play both tackle positions. He's definitely more of a right tackle in the NFL, but, you know, in a pinch, he could play left tackle.
Sure. Why not?
Being 6'8", you know, he's kind of a massive human being. He definitely needs some work. He definitely needs some footwork stuff. I mean, but his pass block grade's pretty good. It's his run block grade that actually wasn't great, but I think that's also kind of part of our system. I think he's a sleeper pick here for the Packers, even though they hate taking Badgers. But the last time we took a tackle in the 7th round from the University of Wisconsin, it was Mark Tauscher, and he ended up being a Pro Bowler for us. So might not be a bad idea, Packers. Just saying.
It's a good point.
Yeah. So should we take Riley Mahlman in the 7th?
Sure, I will vote for that.
All right, Mark Tauscher 2.0. That's what we're doing. We're going to take Mark Tauscher.
He's 2.0. Mark Tauscher supersized.
And now we have the third to last pick in the draft.
Yeah,
now we're going Taylor Green. We're getting
I was going to say this is a good place to take a quarterback. Yeah, take the quarterback tight end Taylor Green. What do you think about that, Doug?
I'm totally down for Tyler Green because the Packers show they like to run gadget plays. They've done some stuff where they put Tucker Kraft at quarterback and stuff.
All right, let's see if they give us a C+ or worse.
What do we get?
Oh, we should have drafted Drew Allard. Get out of here, PFF. No wonder everybody got fired. You idiots. You idiots. Okay, see, they gave us a D- for Julian Neal. Stupid.
It's all because of the Badger tackle ruined our draft grade.
No. Kobe Bynes and Julian Neal ruined it, but they still gave us a B- overall. The Devin Moore pick's good. I mean, dude, this is the kind of draft I want to see, though. Double up on D tackle, double up on cornerback, 2 offensive linemen, and then whatever else in there. Like, we just went for big bodies and cornerbacks, and I'm all for that. I hope that's what the Packers do. And we also picked up a 3rd rounder next year, so we're going to have like 46 picks next year. Because remember, we traded back with the Patriots. So if the Packers end up doing anything remotely close to this, I will be ecstatic if we double up on corner. I will be absolutely ecstatic. And I really like this Gil Howard guy out of Texas Tech. I think he's a specialty guy, but I'm fine with that. That's what you should be drafting in the 6th round anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, Devin Moore, if he stays healthy, he's a beast. So that would be great. So, all right, Doug, what do you grade this draft? Because you said it was really good. What would you give this draft?
I would give it an A. The Packers have 2 problems. They have gaps on their team at defensive line, interior defensive line, and cornerback that are big and huge, and offensive line-ish too. The rest of the team has tons of, almost as the opposite, too much depth. Like safety, lots of depth there. Bullard can play safety if you need to. You know, linebackers, we traded for a guy who was like very experienced and was an all-pro one year. We have Hopper that can come in and play. We have too many wide receivers everywhere. If you want to draft a wide receiver, you're going to have to trade somebody, right? So for the circumstances, unless you want to do some extracurricular activities like trade a receiver or something, this draft is an A. It's been a long time since we had a true run stuffing nose tackle guy. Kenny Clark was kind of that guy, but he kind of fell off at times. We just need somebody there that can eat up blocks. And we didn't really have that this year. And it was kind of weird. So, and we need a cornerback that can cause trouble. And in this defense, where you have Micah Parsons coming at you and now Hargrave and Wyatt all at the same time in LVN, that's a pretty significant pass rush just by Parsons himself. If you can get these tall, athletic cornerbacks that can bait you, these guys are often good at baiting people, and you think your guy's wide open, and then they're not, and then they get a pick. And that is the perfect kind of defense to have for what Gannon's trying to install. So I give this draft an A.
Nice. Dave, what do you think as a Bears fan? If the Packers did this, how would you feel?
Well, I'm a football fan first and foremost. That's why I'm a Bears fan. I'd actually be ecstatic if the Packers actually did this. I really like the Moore Neal. I like that back-to-back just because you're looking for, the number 1 cornerback in there. I really like Dominic Orange. Like we said earlier, you need to solidify that run. You're switching to a 3-4. You need to have that nose tackle. I think he gives it to you. And, maybe I wouldn't have liked Mahlman at the end, but, that part, I don't care. I'll give it a B+.
Fair enough. I agree with Dave. I give it a B+ too, Dave. And the reason is it's my own fault because I really wanted him to get a center, but I'm telling you, they're going to draft this Baines kid if he's there. And I talked myself into it. I would have much rather they got a center or somebody fell to them that could play center. So it can't be an A for me if they don't get a center. but I'll still be very happy if they get Baines because I think he's a good project, but I think he's going to be very good. And and I
They at
definitely
least got somebody that can play some guard. They
that's
need
what I'm saying.
somebody-
We got some beef on the offensive line. We got
Yeah.
some depth, and that's what we need in case somebody gets hurt. We've got some guys. Malman can play both tackle positions. Baines could play both guard positions. We can move, we can move Sean Ryan around if we have to. Hopefully we don't. But again, I do want a center in this draft that can sit and learn for 2 years. But I just didn't like anybody at pick 160, if I'm being honest. So I'm just hoping somebody falls to us, right? So, all right. Well, I think that was a pretty successful draft. We all agree it was good, but not perfect. And that's what you guys get.
Packer full frontal, baby.
Yeah, it's good, not perfect. We're just good. So we're just good, not perfect. But thanks for watching. We're gonna do a Bears draft now. So get your Tums.
Oh,
and if
we
you
get to
have
be BFF? Oh,
Wait.
we get to be BFFs finally.
Oh yeah, big fucking see you later.